Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nabila Vivi Oktavia, and today I would like to presenting my research outline entitled Investigating the Use of Collaborative Learning Strategy to Enhance English Language Skills in EFL Classroom. Okay, we start with introduction. English language learning requires students to be actively involved in the learning process. In the classroom, teaching strategies play an important role in helping students to develop their language skills. One of strategies that emphasizes students' interaction and cooperation is collaborative learning. Therefore, this presentation focuses on collaborative learning as an effective teaching strategy in EFL classroom. Okay, the next slide is background. Collaborative learning is a teaching strategy where students work together in small groups to achieve collaborative goals. Previous studies have shown that collaborative learning can improve specific English skills such as speaking, writing, or reading. However, most of these studies focus on only on one language skills at the time. There is still limited research that examines the impact of collaborative learning on multiple English skills simultaneously, especially in senior high school EFL context. This research aimed to fill that gap by investigating collaborative learning across reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills in one study. Okay, let's move to the next slide. This is research problem. And we start with what? This research focuses on identifying the role of collaborative learning strategy in changing students' English language skills, especially it examines reading, writing, speaking, and listening as integrated language skills rather than separate abilities. And now, how? This study examines how collaborative learning is implemented in the classroom through activities such as group discussion, peer feedback, and cooperative tasks. Through these activities, um, students actively use English, exchange ideas, and learn from their peers, which is expected to support their overall language development. And then we have why. This research is important because traditional teacher-centered method often limits students' opportunities to interact and communicate in English. Collaborative learning encourages active participation, increases motivation, and builds students' confidence in using the language. Therefore, this study provides practical insight for English teachers in designing more interactive and effective learning activities. And the next slide is a research method. This study uses a quasi-experimental research design with the pre-test and post-test control group. The participants are grade 11 senior high school students. One class serves as the experimental group, which is taught using collaborative learning strategy, while the other class acts as the control group using conventional teaching methods. And this is the instruments and procedure. The instrument is used in this story include reading comparison test, writing test, speaking performance test, and listening comparison test, while the produce begins with the pre-test for both groups, followed by the implementation of collaborative learning in the experimental group. After the treatment period, a post-test is conducted and the data are analyzed to determine the effectiveness of the strategy. And this next slide, we have expected result. It is expected that student talk using collaborative learning strategy will show significant improvement in all four English skills. The experimental group is expected to achieve higher post-test scores compared to the control group. In addition, collaborative learning is expected to increase students' engagement, interaction, and confidence in learning English. Okay, we next. This is the reference I used for my research outline. And yeah, that's that's all from my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.